Hello, everybody. I'm Fatma Suleiman, role number 46, and today I'll be discussing modified Ashworth scale. So hold on tight till the end of this presentation. By the end of this video, you will know what are the grades of modified Ashworth scales and how to perform it. So be ready. Moving on what is modified Ashworth scale? Modified Ashworth scales, this is a clinical scale that is used to assess muscle spasticity, and it was originally only 5 grades from 0 to 4, which was called Ashworth, and it was developed for testing efficacy of antispastic drug on patients having a multiple sclerosis. But later on, Bohannon and Smith modified it by adding 1 plus grade in order to increase sensitivity of the instrument, so making it 5 point. Okay, moving on how to perform it. Usually it doesn't require much. It is just doing a passive movement to a specific muscle that you have chosen, so as to evaluate the resistance that will be offered by those muscles. So according to the resistance that the therapist will feel, will be able to evaluate which grade the patient is in, and what to what extent that the patient have the spasticity. Okay, while doing so, there are some limitation in which some of these limitation include inability to detect small changes and inability to distinguish between soft tissues and viscoelastic and neural changes, and also unequal distances of scores. So now we will see each grade one by one how it is on a patient, and we'll be using elbow flexors and exercises as an example. Okay, starting with the grade 0, in which there will be no increase in muscle tone. That means there is no resistance to any movement. That you can see in this video, the movement is moving freely and no resistance offered by the patient. In grade 1, we can see that there is an increase in muscle tone, which is manifested by catch and release, and which you can see as a minimal resistance offered at the end range of motions when the part is moved in flexion or in extension. As you can see here, at the end range you can feel the resistance. Grade 1 plus, there is slight increase in muscle tone, which is manifested by catch, followed by minimal resistance throughout the remainder or less than half range of motion. As you can see in this video, after half range of motion, you will see some amount of resistance, but there will be no, like a cage, but there will be no releasing of that, so the resistance will move throughout the remainder of the range of motion. In grade 2, we can see that there is more marked increase in muscle tone throughout the most of the range of motion, but the affected part can be easily moved. As we can see in this video, the a part can be moved, but with more resistance compared to the one that we have seen before. Moving on, in grade 3, there is a considerable increase in muscle tone, in which the passive movement now become difficult. As we can see in this video, movement is possible, but it is so much difficult compared to the previous ones. Okay, for the last grade, which is grade 4, we can see that the affected part remain in rigid inflection or in extension. Here in this video, you can see that it's remain in rigid flexions. Okay, that's all for today on modified Ashworth scales. The reference was Suleiman. Thank you so much for listening.